Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're getting into a variety of topics, but this first topic, I'm going to give you 2 tips. If you're buying a used Tesla, you should do this now. We'll talk about a couple different strategies to how to get lower monthly payments and low financing, and a lot of you commented about battery health on a new Tesla and how, because we did talk about Hertz vehicles pretty recently and how the battery might be shot. But I'll give you a quick tip on that, on how to actually try and basically running Carfax on a Tesla's battery. So we're going to get into that plus a variety of topics. But before we do that, let's roll that intro really quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested, and definitely check out my Patreon link down below in the description where you can support the channel and get access to the ultimate Tesla buying guide out there with all the best interest rates for financing a used Tesla. And today's live stream is partnered with Mint Mobile, where you can save money on your mobile phone plan, but more on that later. So I'm still on the fence because I do feel like if you're going to be financing a Tesla vehicle, a new Tesla is going to be your best deal, especially a Model 3 long-range rear-wheel drive where you can get pretty much in like the high 29 to 30K range, especially if you use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, so you can get an extra $1,000 off. That does stack with the $1,000 military program, and of course that amazing 1.99% interest at the moment. But you might be looking at a bunch of different EVs. We went to go see a Herz yesterday or 2 days ago. And we went to go see one of their cheap EVs because they've got plenty of them. They got 2022s, 2023s, all in like the low $20,000. Even some of them like $18,000 to $19,000. And so you might be wondering, like, are these good deals? Could they be, they could stack with that $4,000 used EV tax credit if you qualify and you're eligible. But the one thing with Hertz is, I guess I should have asked them when I was there, but I was wondering, can you actually take this vehicle and take it to like a Tesla service center to do like a pre-purchase inspection? I kind of feel like they wouldn't let you do that because they're kind of like, the way I got a feeling with Hertz is how they sell the vehicles is you kind of take it or leave it. You either show up with all cash or financing, or they're going to move on to the next person and basically sell it from you. And so there's no holds that you can put on the vehicle unless you're really paying in buying that same day or maybe even that same hour. If you want to see what that whole experience was like, definitely head on over to our channel and watch the video right here. I went to go buy a $15,000 Hertz Tesla Model 3, and here's what actually happened. But if you're buying used, there's plenty of deals that are out there. There's plenty of Tesla Model 3s that are very nicely priced, like all like as low as like $14,000, $13,000. Of course, some of these might qualify or are already using that $4,000 used EV tax credit to get these low payments. But you might be wondering, like, what's up with the battery? Because there is a battery warranty that only goes up to like 8 years and like 120 or 150,000 miles. So if you're buying one of these that already has like 149,000 miles on it, you're most likely going to be running out of battery warranty. Well, there actually is a website that's kind of like a Carfax, but for electric vehicles. It's called Recurrent. We're not sponsored by them in any sort of way, but I know it's a good product. You can actually try and put the VIN number of whatever vehicle that you're looking at to, like whatever electric vehicle, and they'll give you like a battery health type of check to see what's the status on it, how much warranty left if any, and also like what type of score it actually gets. And our friend actually runs a car dealership in Nashville, Tennessee. So if you're interested in buying a used electric vehicle or hybrid in Nashville, Tennessee, hit up the owner Chip, and he's actually partnered with Recurrent as well. So we can see what that actually might look like. And so let's take this one, for example, a 2018 Tesla Model 3 that's priced at $20,991. That also qualifies for the $4,000 used EV tax credit. And you can see there is a Recurrent Report right here that gives you like some excellent scores on the battery and what type of range and things like that. And actually in our conversation with Chip, because you can actually find the video where we talked back and forth about electric vehicles and like what does he look out for when he's buying and selling and things like that. And he actually he basically gave us this one tip that you should really not buy an electric vehicle from a place that comes, or the vehicle comes from like a hot area. It seems like high temperature areas do affect the battery more than the regular 70 degrees type of area, or even colder areas, because I guess when the temperature gets that high, the battery efficiency starts to get a little worse. But really cool to see what a Recurrent Report actually looks like. So if you can find a dealership or a place that's selling a used electric vehicle that can get you the Recurrent Report, or even talk to Recurrent themselves to see if they can get a report for you to get you some calm and some peace with buying an electric vehicle, especially if it's running out of that warranty. If it still has that 8-year, 120,000 mile warranty on the battery, then I would say, it's okay, because then at least you can bring it back to Tesla and they can try and get you a good warranty replacement on the battery, or whichever it is. The next 3 tips, or the next tip that I'm going to talk about, is 3 options for financing. So if you are going to be financing these used vehicles, if you buy from Tesla has rates like all the way up to like 7 to 8 to 9%. But here's a first tip for you. DCU Credit Union actually gives you rates on used vehicles and new vehicles, and the rates are exactly the same for both new and used. You can see 5.99 up to 65 months, and it actually can be used on new or used vehicles, which is a really great rate on the used side. Of course, on the new side, it's not good at all, because you got brand new Model 3s at 1.99 and of course Model Ys at 1.99. Another quick tip is Labor Credit Union, and this is the credit union that actually our Model X is financed with as well. And you can see what some of their rates might be on a used vehicle as well. You can see as low as 5.25% for 65 months and 68 to 88 months at 6.54%. So those are Those are 2 quick credit unions that can get you a used lower interest rate on a used vehicle. But if you're looking for the lowest monthly payment and even trying to get a $4,000 used EV tax rate on a private sale, that's where channel sponsors like Tenet come into play. Tenet is an approved Tesla financing partner and can get you the lowest monthly payment for your Tesla. If you want to see what the offer is, hit the link down below in the description and hit the apply button in the top right so you can do a soft credit inquiry check to see what their offer is. So definitely check out Tenet down below in the description. And thank you to Tenet for sponsoring this video and a bunch of other videos this month. But I can imagine there's plenty of interest in used Tesla vehicles, especially as they get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, especially if you can stack like a $4,000 used EV tax rate. And some local state cities and things like that also have an incentive as well. I just heard today like SoCal Edison also has a $4,000 incentive for buying a used vehicle on top of that. So if you can stack all these different programs together, you can see how you're not going to get a free electric vehicle, but it could be very, very, very enticing. But I still think, and I think a lot of people think, that buying a brand new one might be the better deal, because I put a poll out there and I asked which Tesla is the best deal right now. Is it Model 3 long range rear wheel drive, Model 3 long range all wheel drive, or a Model Y in rear wheel drive or all wheel drive? And an overwhelming 40% said that the Model 3 long range rear wheel drive, the one that you can get as low as like 29 to 30,000, especially if you use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description to get your extra $1,000 discount, then certainly it could be a very compelling deal. And a lot of people think so because I got the votes of over 40% for a Model 3 long range rear wheel drive. So which one do you think is the best deal out there? Or are you looking to get into a used one at the end of the day? But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Hopefully these 2 tips with 3 different options gave you some better insight if you're looking to buy a used EV. But I would really recommend, because there's a lot of incentives on the new side, including a $1,000 referral program. And on top of that, I do envision inventory discounts to come back in Q4. So I mean, if you stack like the Tesla referral program plus finding inventory that's out there, like from the Tesla program, that could be $2,000 to $3,000 off, you can see how all these different incentives could stack together, and then you add 1.99% on top of that, it could be a very, very, very slick deal. But we're going to jump into the live stream comments. Before we get into our next topic, I've been trying to save money lately, and that's why we talk about this channel, trying to get the best deal on a Tesla. And I've been looking at our subscriptions like YouTube Premium, Netflix, trying to figure out how I could save some money every single month. And cutting expenses, it's kind of hard. We've been trying to rack our brain together and figure out how. That's why I'm so intrigued with our channel partner, Mint Mobile. They offer premium wireless starting at $15 a month. And I can get high-speed data and unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network, and I can even bring my own phone along with my current number and existing contracts. I'm sacrificing nothing. I've used Mint Mobile a ton, and I switched my second line to Mint Mobile, and I've been using it to watch YouTube and play podcasts on our daily commute and haven't noticed any drop in speed. And I can't tell the difference. So how hard is it to switch service? Big Wireless wants you to think it's actually hard, but it's not at all. Switching to Mint is super easy thanks to digital eSIM cards, which most of you now have. You can sign up and activate immediately right on your phone from the comfort of your home. If your phone doesn't have an eSIM, Mint will ship you a new SIM card for free. So if you want to save little money without the sacrifice, go to trymintmobile.com/DennisCW, also linked down below in the description, to get premium wireless for just $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. Thank you to Mint for partnering, and let's get on to the next topic. Thanks for that, everyone. Noah, thanks for coming in. Brave, thank you for coming by. And AB, thank you for dropping by as well. Brave, I think Herz has the best deal, and it's kind of their strategy. I was talking to the salesperson when I was there, and they just price it low right from the get-go to just try and move the inventory as quickly as possible. And I guess it's really hitting or striking a chord with Tesla buyers because these are fantastic prices, or at least they seem like fantastic prices because of how low they actually are, especially if you stack on that $4,000 used EV tax credit. AB, any recommendation on how to properly wash cars? So I use a foam gun. I've got a 2-bucket method. I put all the wash towels into one, and then I have like 4 or 5 of them, and I use one at a time and wipe the vehicle down, and then I spray it down and then use like a air dryer to try and dry the vehicle. But of course, I also ceramic coat all my Teslas, so it helps with keeping them clean and also washing them as well because the water just beads off. And so if you're in the California area, definitely hit up our friends at 24K Shine. Hit up Andre, the owner. He's done my past 3 Teslas for ceramic coating, and he's in the Santa Ana area. So if you hit him up, ask for the Dennis deal so that he can hook you up on ceramic coating for your Tesla and much more. I gotta go see him again because we just got the Cybertruck wrapped, and maybe we're gonna put some ceramic coating on it, but definitely worth it. At a minimum, like people ask me all the time, should I do PPF or ceramic coating or whatever? I say at a minimum do ceramic coating because it's not that crazily expensive when you're in terms of like how long it lasts on the vehicle, like 3 to 5 years, depending on protecting the paint and everything like that. So I think it's certainly worth it out there for sure. James, there's no Hertz in my area with Teslas. Yeah, you might have to travel. Like when I was at the Hertz location the other day, when I filmed this video where I went to the Hertz to buy that $15,000 Tesla, they said someone was coming in from Arizona a few days afterwards, and it's just, it's on them to see if that can actually get there in time to buy the vehicle. But pretty interesting to see Hertz's process, and it makes sense, right? If they hold a vehicle for too long, then who knows, like they might be missing deals on top of that as well. So I guess I get it why they actually do it. Okay, I have PPF. Oh, if you have PPF, then you actually don't need to worry about anything. You can, depending on which PPF, like most PPFs I feel like are self-healing. So if they hit the sun, any scratches, it kind of disappears. And so that's kind of the beauty of some of the PPF. So you could really just kind of go hamsies and just wash it however you want, and then the scratches will disappear. At least the PPF we have currently, and I've heard that's like kind of similar with across all different PPFs. But of course, I'm not the expert on the PPF in terms of like washing it. Or you could do like find like a good hand wash place near you and just take it to them. That's what we do as well. And this next topic, let's talk about Tesla used inventory pricing. Quote, fast responses to market changes. Pretty interesting headline here. So let's take a look at it and see what they're actually talking about. Shout out to Byte Wander. They posted this on Tesla Motors. Tesla used inventory pricing, fast response to market changes. Seems like an AI title, right? And so I definitely was curious to figure out what the heck they are actually talking about, because we did highlight something like this a month or two ago where someone actually analyzed all the different used Teslas on Tesla's website and kind of tracked how much and how quickly they do price changes. And on average, both Model 3 and Model Y drop price about a couple $100 every few days. And so if you've got like a Model 3 or Model Y that you're eyeing on the used side, of course not new side, then maybe it might be worth it to kind of save it and see like if the price keeps dropping and dropping, especially if it's near like that $25,000 threshold mark. That might be worth it to keep an eye on it to see if it drops under there in the next few days. But what they actually did here, this was posted on Car Finder Zone Powerful Search. They actually tracked price changes per VIN and found that Tesla changes prices a lot more than some of the other used vendors in the space. Carvana, CarMax, you can see they only did 2 price changes per VIN, but Tesla price changes at over 7. But this could be maybe a different thing, right? Because this is average price change per VIN. Maybe Tesla is just pricing their vehicles way too high, where some of these other vendors just price it right from the get-go to try and sell it pretty quickly, whereas Tesla is trying to go, for a home run to make some profit. We can see this 2023 Model Y rear-wheel drive with around 4,400 miles. It started at like $48,000, went up to $49,000, and then basically went through a ton of different price changes over the course of 3 months before finally selling for $39,000. So you can see kind of a weird strategy that Tesla does with pricing it pretty high instead of trying to clear it and get it ready to go. But definitely, I still think that right now, depending on which part of the market you're at, I would certainly take a look at a new one, especially a new Model 3 long-range rear-wheel drive, because you can add that Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description, to get an extra $1,000 off. But still pretty interesting to see how Tesla, it's kind of like a black book to see which parts they actually do with their pricing strategy and how they actually price their vehicles, because it kind of just doesn't feel like there's any rhyme to reason, because sometimes you can find used Teslas that are higher priced than a brand new one. So pretty interesting to see that actually coming out. But we're going to jump into the live stream comments. Blueberry, thanks for coming in. Hopefully you're doing well. Welcome back. We actually went to SoCal EV's EV Fest today, and it was very hot. 110 degrees. And so I feel like my brain is like melting a little bit still at the moment. But thanks for jumping in, everybody. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for hitting the like button in the comments and everything. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Can you get a Tesla with 3 months of credit? Big down payment is needed, like 30%, I would say. All right, guys, see ya.